We got 5 mistakes we all make when buying a new guitar. This is the in-store edition. Stay tuned. Hey, it's me, Baxter.
And it's me, Sean.
We're talking about all the dumb stuff we do when we go into that shiny new guitar store and see all these shiny new guitars and we buy the wrong one.
I have never, ever done that.
You've definitely done it.
I have done it.
I've done it. We're here to help. We've got that life patch for you right here. It's like a little bit of nicotine just pumping right through the veins.
That's right, baby. Come and get your fix.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe,
Hit the bell.
and all that fun stuff. We'll talk about more stuff at the end of the video. But let's just get right into it.
That's right.
Number 1, not testing the guitar amp free. Now this is electric guitar only right here, but it's not testing the guitar amp free. So this, a lot of times you just rely on the amplifier only. Like because that amp is a huge percentage of the guitar's actual sound, and it can wow and woos you all over the place. You're like, whoa, sounds great.
Woo!
So, that was concerning.
You like that?
So what we recommend is play the guitar unplugged.
Yeah.
Assess the natural resonance, get a feel for if it actually has like some natural acoustic properties.
Absolutely. Strum a couple of chords. And I'll say even amp-free, you do this a lot, which I kind of picked up from you, is we'll have a new custom shop come in. Amazing guitar. Open up the case. Click, 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 right? Flip it open. He pulls it out. Doesn't tune it. Doesn't do any of that. He just strums it one time. And you listen to the guitar for a second. Yeah. And you're not listening for intonation. You're just listening to hear what it sounds like. And then
hear what it does.
Yeah. You're like, what's this guitar doing?
I mean, I also smell the guitar immediately and then sometimes lick it. That's a weird thing I do, but
it's what makes you special, though.
I just love guitars. It's a problem. But no, that's an important part that so many people skip.
Yeah.
And I love amplifiers.
Absolutely.
I love them. I love them. I love them. But you gotta just be careful not to be wowed just by the inherent beauty of the Two-Rock, or the Fender, or the Car, or the Benson.
And sometimes, I've been in this position, you'll play something and you find out it, through the right amp, it comes to life. You're like, oh.
That happened for me with the PRS guitars, with the Bloomfield Drive. When I couldn't find the bonding element, because I don't use pedals that often. I did last night, some for giggles.
Psycho.
It was fun. But that amp and that guitar line, some of the guitars really just something happened, and it was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
That was the aha, eureka moment, as they say in the game. Let's move on to number 2.
That's right.
You want to give it to him?
I'm ready. I'm gonna give him the heat. I got 5 on it. Ignoring comfort and playability.
Why on earth would you do that, Sean? That's the most important thing.
Well, that's a great question, okay? I feel like usually it goes the other way more. People are like, da, 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 da. But sometimes, if you can, I know, you're the crazy man on this. You're like wide open about it.
Well, when you see a guitar,
I know, you pick
buy
up
it.
anything and you're like, this is amazing.
You know what I'm saying? When you see it, that's what happens. You go into a new guitar store or a new guitar shopping day, like you see
hunting with your eyes.
All these like, bam, bam, oh my God, that's the most beautiful guitar I've ever seen. It's got pointy stuff on it. Oh, that's made the most gorgeous koa and sapelli and the flames, and there's a fish put onto it. I gotta have it.
I know. It never ends, right?
And it says Fender, or it says PRS, or it says Gibson. I have to have that too.
As I say, it never ends. It's like, boom, here we go. We got more. And
but
it's green.
That's what we do. It's like, oh, I'm a Gibson guy. If it doesn't say Gibson or Fender, I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's that's often what I hear. Like, then you might play this weird off-brand. You're like, whoa, why is this so much more inspiring?
That's right. Well, and I feel like there's a lot of buyer's remorse, regret, all those good things. You go home and you're like, wait a second.
Wow.
Why does it sound like this? But it looks like that.
Just take a long time. That goes back to step 1. Just really consider how it feels when you're playing it. And pay attention to things like the neck shape. Pay attention to the fretboard radius, the weight, all the fun things that come.
Absolutely, yeah. Because you might not love that, you know? You might not find out until
I
later.
love Les Pauls.
Yeah.
But they hurt my rib cage when I sit down and play them for a while because I just have ribs right here.
That's
There's
right.
not much protecting the ribs to the guitar.
Yeah, a good example of that for me was a Gretsch. I had this cool little Gretsch streamliner that somebody gifted me, and the fretboard was kind of flat. I did paint it. It was special in that way, but it wasn't a guitar that I think I ever would have like bonded with as far as playability. Like I like to play my guitars in bed, and that guitar I couldn't play
No comment.
in bed.
Number 3, moving on rapidly from this bedroom speak, overlooking the setup and condition of the instrument. This is something, especially in a guitar store environment, some guitars might have been out for a bit. It's not going to beat and run through the death chamber, you know. It's but they're out. Climate changes when a guitar is in a box, sitting in like the racks of a warehouse for weeks to months and hasn't been seen and will not be seen and shipped directly to you. Pay attention to the fine print. But you gotta really look at that. Check the setup. See if it's something that if it's just a setup on the guitar and you still love everything about it, you could fix it.
Yep.
If it's a bad setup, it's easy to fix right there sometimes. Like we fix setups in store.
That's what I was gonna say. Let's say you're in our shop. Let's say you pick up a guitar that you love the look of, you think you're gonna love the sound of and everything, and you gotta play it and it doesn't play quite right, or maybe the strings are just a little bit out of date on it. If you came into our shop and you said to us, hey, could I try this with new strings on? Absolutely.
100%.
We'll restring it right then as long as there isn't some crazy crowd in there. If we can get it done, we will get it done. And most shops will do that for you.
Man, I was about to throw him under the bus. I was going to say, as long as your name isn't Louis Beeman, we'll restring it for you right there. So I just did it. I just had to. I just wanted to.
You got to. But he would come in and ask us to restring something with new strings. That's the Louis Beeman way.
God.
You hear that, Beeman? I know you. I know you type.
I don't know why that just made me so happy inside. He doesn't really do that, but it was a lot of fun. That's it. Like a shop should be able to take care of it for you.
Absolutely, and I think that's reasonable to come in and if you do feel like it needs a little tweak, we'll tweak it right there. And then if you love it, you love it. If you hate it, you hate it.
Now number 4 is a funny one because this happens to a lot of people, and it happens to me when I play different guitars and I'm sort of out of my wheelhouse. But it's really important you play in your style that you normally play in when purchasing a guitar.
Yeah.
Not playing your style is a huge, weird moment that we all do. Like if you grab a pointy-headed guitar, you start trying to do metal riffs. You might not be a metal player at all, and that's maybe all that guitar is good for.
Well, it's like I pick up a Jackson. If it's got a Floyd Rose, I'm not playing like me. I am doing the goofiest sounds, and that's awesome for a guitar like that. But then I find out 3 months later, man, I haven't touched that guitar since 2 weeks after I bought it.
Well, that's like the same problem with like the girl you've been dating recently, like your newest girlfriend. Like she's kind of like a Jackson in the guitar world. Of it's like, we know it's not like
Hot rod.
the serious one. I'm just throwing everyone under the bus.
Great.
I'm having
Now
so
that
much
her
fun.
parents watch these videos, they're gonna love this.
Have you been dating
How's
for
it
like,
going?
3 weeks? I don't know how this works. No, just play music you're familiar with. Play pieces you're familiar with if you're playing like songs and tunes or classical stuff.
Yeah. Well,
It's important.
I'm a big advocate of have a short little riff that maybe you play everything.
I certainly do.
And then a couple of chords. You have a handful of those, and I took that
About
from you a
5
while
of
back.
them. That is,
Yeah.
I test acoustics a certain way and I test electrics a certain way.
What's cool too is like everybody has their own signature licks. In the shop, we joke about that, how we know when someone else is playing because we know their licks.
Johnny's just really fast.
That's right. Oh,
Here's one I really like. I can't remember. I can't do it right now, but it's one he does a lot.
he's got one. He's got this cool drop thing that he does where it's like he walks in. I kind of yoinked that from him at one point. I was like, I like it.
Jumping on to number 5, the finale, the big kahuna.
Ignoring the electrons.
I mean, that's what I typed in my notes actually, but I think we're meant to say the electronics.
Oh, I know.
But I know he did that because we were talking about electrons, neutrons, and protons. That's what we were doing earlier.
You can't ignore those things, folks. They make up our world.
Thoroughly, if you're playing electric guitar in particular, thoroughly test electronics, the pots, the pickups, the selector switch. Just make sure all that works. Even if you're buying an acoustic electric, you might want to plug it in. You usually don't have to. Those are 95%. Just make sure it's a sound you like.
Exactly. What I was going to say, no understanding that like an acoustic electric, we'll start there and then we'll work into electric guitars, right? An acoustic electric, the idea of the electronics in an acoustic instrument is to just amplify the pure sound of that instrument. That's it.
And I've never tested the electronics on acoustic when I bought them.
Me neither.
I'm like, cool, if I like the way this sounds, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is one of a few that I have a lot of people who come in and they kind of demand it, or I've had people via the internet call and demand that I do a video of it, and I'm fine with doing that, but I try and explain like, hey, this not really the sound of the guitar.
Well, no, and I get it. Like,
you
if you're a gigging musician, you got to do that sometimes. It's funny though, because I just want you to love the acoustic first. There's nothing to ever hide. It's just like, you just got to
Exactly.
get the acoustic love of it. That's going to be the sound.
Absolutely.
But you do need it, because some people don't like the ES2 system. Some people don't like the Fishman. Some people don't like the bags.
Which is absurd.
And some people don't like K&Ks, which is also absurd. That's I mean, but there's different tastes.
Different strokes for different folks.
I want to say different floats for different folks.
I like that.
I want to change it.
Floats. Get your floats
like
right.
a root beer float.
Your initial electronics though, and it's funny, counterpointed this with the first point of this video, which was don't plug it in. There does come a moment where you should plug it in and know that certain pickups are going to give you different sounds.
No, and again, like going back to that, the overall arching thing was just have fun is the key factor when you're doing it. When it's new guitar day and you're ready to go buy a guitar, you go into your favorite shop, which I'd recommend Casino Guitars. It's always new guitar day here. It's so much fun.
It is.
Even during a hurricane.
Yeah.
We don't close. I've had other shops on the street like, are you open? I'm like, we sure are, because we're stupid. And water's coming through the walls.
But you know what? Even if we were closed, you know where we'd be?
Here.
Here. So we might as well be open.
Might as well be hanging out, because we don't have
Exactly.
friends.
We are our own friends.
No, but have fun. Play them, again, with electric guitars, play them unplugged.
Play them unplugged.
Play them plugged in later.
Play them plugged in.
If it doesn't sound right at first, but you still love that guitar for some reason, ask for a quick setup.
That's right.
Ask for a restring. It's not that out of left field.
And the having fun aspect of it, I think, is huge. You got to be able to just enjoy this while you're doing it. I see too many people come in and stress. I'm like, hey, it's a guitar. That's
why
are we stressing?
How we built our showroom to have like private rooms and like just go have fun.
It's like an exploration.
That's what you can lock away. You earned your own room and just like being there just for a while. It's like the jungle room in the back of the Cheetah.
Go listen to Jungle Room now.
You locals will know what I'm talking about. It's Derek's hotspot. Got the private reserve towels. This is what we have for us. It's a long story. Anyway, if you want to learn more about our road to 100,000 as well, where we're giving away free stuff all the time, stay tuned to the live streams. Wednesdays at
10 p.m. a.m. It's a.m. 10 in the morning. If you've already left, I hope that they're there at 10 p.m. waiting. They're like 10 a.m.
But thanks for joining us. And have fun in this whole process. We're having fun doing this.
That's right.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for sticking around with Casino Guitars for so long.
Bingo. We'll see you
Like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Peace be with you.